know that worldwide it's a younger generation that's making decisions for us so-called baby boomers. Now, they come from a generation that was introduced to the digital age at a very early age. So, therefore, when they're asked to produce plans for the elderly and writing newsletters for different companies that I often get, you can tell they're written by a much younger generation. And they have no idea that it's not their fault. It's all they know. But us baby boomers, weren't really introduced to the internet and computers until, well, for me it was in my 50s. No, it might be in early 50s. But anyway, the thing is that those kids, I call them kids because they're younger than me, they've got no idea what it's like to have been growing up in an environment where houses were sparse. I'm speaking from New Zealand, of course. It may have been different in other countries, but for us here in New Zealand, we had no phones. I can remember when we got our first phone, and we didn't have internet or anything like that to keep track of us. Bottom line is, we would get up in the morning and the weekends, we'd have some breakfast, and we'd be off, and we'd be miles away down the road building huts, fishing, whatever we felt like doing. Now, that I'm speaking for the small road we were living on. There was a few of us kids, all similar ages, and we would just be off all day. And it wouldn't be until we got hungry about lunchtime we might have shot home, made ourselves a slice of bread and jam and or Vegemite, glass of water. That's all there was, or milk, and I didn't like milk, so I always got water, and we'd be off for the day. But these younger people are providing media um, information and planning for our old age. And I often see them coming up on my emails, etc., where I'm depicted as I should be, sitting in a chair on a veranda, or just pottering about in the garden, all wrapped up with a rug on my knees at this age of 72 that I'm in. And I suppose for these digital kids, that's pretty much what they expect a 72-year-old to be doing, because their lives are quite sedentary compared to the childhood that we had. So these young adults, they've got no idea what we've been through, how we lived. We had no social boundaries at all. We could say, do what we liked. If we saw it, we said it. But now things have changed and we've got to be careful what we say. And I find that extremely difficult and challenging, I can tell you, because I tend to speak before I think, and therefore I get pulled up frequently because people say to me, you can't say that. You can't say that anymore. So forgive me if I ever put my foot in it, because I probably will. Now, these young kids, they, as I say, they are trying their best. They're doing a job to, in whatever department they're in, to make provisions for future oldies. And they're doing the best they can with what they know, but they don't know what we know. So if you're feeling conditioned, like I've been, that we're conditioned to think as a sedentary old fart, really, just sitting around staring at the walls. But we've got so much more in our bones than that. We want to do stuff. We want to learn stuff. And sitting around watching TV, or scrolling, whatever, in a comfy chair with a rug over our knees isn't our idea of having fun. So I am. I hope you are too. I'm rebelling. It's not too late to learn a language, to paint a picture if you are immobile. You can still do those kind of things. It's not, in fact, it's great now. You can learn digitally by getting a diploma. You can learn anything that you've ever wanted to learn on the internet, which is great. I wish I'd had those opportunities when I was young, but I didn't. I had to do the old sharpening the pencil or dipping the pen in the ink. But those days are gone. But we grew up in an age where we were free to do what we liked, said what we liked, did what we liked to a certain degree. But we had a moral standard that we all really adhered to. We didn't, um, you know, we didn't go out causing trouble. The worst thing we would do is nick the neighbour's apples off his orchard. But as I was saying, it's not difficult for those, even with mobility issues and health issues, to pursue your dreams. Don't let them tell you that you're too old to start, because you're not. We're only just getting started. Well, I know I am. And of course, if you've got more mobility, you can do more adventurous things, take up a sport, whatever you want to do. The world is your oyster. So if you have some dreams of doing something exotic, something novel, something really exciting that you've been put off doing by people telling you you're too old, what's the point? What's the point in doing that now when you're so old? You know, what good is going to be? Don't be put off by those kind of comments. If you have a desire to do something and to learn something, experience something, you jolly well go and do it. Because every day you put it off is one less day that you're going to be enjoying that thing. So you get out there and you just do it. Take no notice of these people. They don't know what they're talking about. A lovely channel member wrote a comment which is a great reminder to us all, and it was, remember who you wanted to be. And when they wrote that, I remember thinking how true that is. When you're a child, you have great aspirations to walk on the moon. I can remember that was one of the things, but not for me. I didn't want to walk on the moon, but it was one of those things. But we had aspirations as children, and as we get busy, we're working for the boss, we're working for the man, and when we get to this age, we need to be actually doing something for us. And it is easy to believe that we are too old, but we are not by a long shot. Whatever, and don't forget, the health you've got today is the best health you'll ever have. So don't leave it. Act. Now, those of us on our own, of course, we have the freedom to be able to pretty much make those sort of decisions and just go with it, run with it. But if you have a partner that you need to consider, have that talk, have that heart-to-heart talk with them. If they've been through thick and thin with you for this long, I'm sure they're ready to listen to any idea you've got. Don't be afraid to discuss it. Have a talk. They may have a secret desire of their own that they want to carry out. So it might be something you could do together, or you may each want to do something. Give them that freedom. Give them that freedom to make a choice and do something for them. They've earned it. And likewise for yourself. If it's something you can do together, that's great. But there's certainly no harm in giving them some time out to just do something that they want to do. So I hope I have encouraged you to just think about it. I don't want to cause trouble, but I certainly want to encourage people. And if we go out and do all these things, and then when it finally becomes time when we have to admit to ourselves we really can't do any more but sit in that chair with that rug and look out the window, let us be able to remember by looking at our memories and thinking of all the things we did and be glad we did it. We don't want to be sitting there saying, I wished I'd done this and I wished I'd done that, because by that time it really will be too late. So be encouraged, and I hope I'm not going to get into too much trouble for being a rebel. But I hope you have a great week and take good care of yourselves. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.